What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D with the MeidasTouch Network. So as I stated in a previous post, Donald Trump and Republicans want black people to endorse him so badly that they'll take anyone at this point. And let's be clear, they're all tokens, just like Tim Scott. But we'll get back to Tim. Recently, Donald Trump pulled Lawrence Taylor on stage.
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what, he will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again.
Lawrence Taylor is a registered sex offender who pled guilty to sleeping with a 16-year-old. During the trial, he bragged about how he would often order prostitutes and was never concerned with their age, saying, and I quote, "I didn't check their IDs." This is something that we can all easily Google, but a former president and current presumptive Republican nominee didn't vet the people he brings on stage to endorse him. This is how desperate he is to have a black person share the stage with him. Lawrence Taylor is a convicted felon who cannot vote, so I wouldn't be taking advice from him about who to vote for. And let's remember that Donald Trump is talking about all sorts of legislation to punish people for any crimes against cops, but has yet to say anything about crimes committed by cops that disproportionately affects people who look like these tokens he brought on stage. And now recently, he brings a rapper on stage in New York to endorse him as well.
Come on up here, fellas. How are you, man? Hey. Oh, I like that. I want to get that done.
President Trump. Oh, man. One thing I want to say. One thing I want to say. They always gonna whisper your accomplishments and shout your failures. Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us. Make America great again.
Thank you, fellas.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. That's where I like those teeth. I want to find out where you did. I got to get my teeth like that. I want that to happen to me.
Did you know that this rapper, Sheff G, literally just served 14 months in prison? Like he just posted bond a month ago. So a month later, Donald Trump, who says he wants the death penalty for drug dealers, brought a dude who is a suspected gang member who raps about selling drugs on stage to endorse him. Here's Donald Trump saying that we should have the death penalty for drug dealers.
We're going to be asking everyone who sells drugs, gets caught selling drugs, to receive the death penalty for their heinous acts, because it's the only way.
And then, of course, here he is backtracking when Bret Baier calls him out on it.
As an example, a woman who you know very well was in jail. She had 24 more years to serve. She served for 22 years. She had
Alice Johnson.
Alice.
She was in the Super Bowl.
High quality, yeah. I said, how many years? And she was on a telephone call, and they were involved in selling marijuana, mostly marijuana. And she got like 50 years in jail.
But she'd be killed under your plan.
Huh?
As a drug dealer.
No. Under that? It would depend on the severity. It would depend on the severity.
She's technically a former drug dealer. She had multi-million-dollar cocaine ring.
Any drug dealer, look.
So even Alice Johnson in that ad.
She can't do it, okay? By the way, if that was there, no, she wouldn't be killed. It would start as of now, so you wouldn't go to the past.
I know, but
This guy is so desperate to be endorsed by a black person that he's contradicting his own proposed policies. Yet here these tokens are just playing along. I mean, do you guys remember the 1776 project that Donald Trump enacted right before leaving office in 2020. Joe Biden immediately got rid of it as soon as he was sworn in. This project essentially banned any talk of racism or systemic racism in schools and banned diversity training. Here's Donald Trump bragging about that.
We embrace the vision of Martin Luther King, where children are not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. The left is attempting to destroy that beautiful vision and divide Americans by race in the service of political power. By viewing every issue through the lens of race, they want to impose a new segregation, and we must not allow that to happen. Critical race theory, the 1619 Project, and the crusade against American history is toxic propaganda, ideological poison that, if not removed, will dissolve the civic bonds that tie us together, will destroy our country. That is why I recently banned trainings in this prejudiced ideology from the federal government and banned it in the strongest manner possible.
He banned diversity training. That's what he's talking about here. He doesn't think cops should be trained on cultural differences between black people and white people. He thinks training that leads to less negative interactions between cops and the black community is a bad thing. But he goes on to brag about basically changing curriculum so that children can only learn the good parts about American history.
The only path to national unity is through our shared identity as Americans. That is why it is so urgent that we finally restore patriotic education to our schools. Under our leadership, the National Endowment for the Humanities has awarded a grant to support the development of a pro-American curriculum that celebrates the truth about our nation's great history.
So, he wants to force only the history he approves of being taught to kids. He wanted to get rid of all history of slavery and civil rights, yet these tokens still run on stage to kiss his ring. And I like how he insults them to their face by saying he wants teeth like theirs. He wants to have teeth so that he can cosplay as a black person, knowing damn good and well that man's looks can make or cause cops to consider him a threat, and that is due partly because he banned the training that would teach cops that looks don't mean criminality. Get the f*** out of here. But let's get back to his favorite token, Tim Scott, the only black person he references when he talks about black people supporting him. Here he is insulting Tim Scott on two separate occasions.
I have to say, this is in a very positive way, Tim Scott. He has been much better for me than he was for himself. I watched this campaign.
Two great senators, which is hard. I mean, did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's good.
And of course, Tim just stands there and keeps smiling and professing his love when we all know that if Trump does become president, the only spot in Trump's cabinet for Tim Scott will be some low-level appointment that insults his ranking as a senator. So in summary, Trump uses black people as tokens to secure a couple of black votes while proposing policies that negatively affect the black community. And sadly, it seems there's no shortage of tokens hungry for money and power who will sell out their own for 10 seconds of fame and a couple of frickin' dollars. Period.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.